Welcome to the Impact Wrestling 20th of October 2020 rundown. We kicked off with the Battle Royale match to determine the number 20 entrant in the Call Your Shot Gauntlet match at Bound for Glory. Your contestants were Hernandez, Cousin Jake, Alicia Edwards, Rhino and Heath. After a shocking gore to Alicia Edwards by Rhino, Hernandez got the roll-up win. I was absolutely shocked, did not expect Hernandez to take this, but he will now be number 20 in the Gauntlet match, and the number 1 entrant will be Rhino. And you've got to remember, if Rhino or Heath don't win this match, they're both gone from Impact Wrestling. Very, very dramatic stuff going on Impact. I'm going to give the match a fairly average rating of 2.5 out of 5. It was an alright opener. Alicia did a pretty decent job. We then see Moose with his reclaimed TNA title sitting down with Jimmy Jacobs for an interview in an undisclosed location. He blew off questions about being happy getting his belt back and questioned whether anybody would be happy these days, and promised EC3 wouldn't be happy about Bound for Glory. He stormed off, and then Jimmy Jacobs gets kidnapped by EC3's hooligans. They dragged him out with a bag over his head into a car. Dramatic stuff right there. Absolutely fantastic. Giving it a 7 out of 10. I mean, got kidnapping going on, man. Then we go straight to John E. Bravo being pissed that they didn't have an altar for the wedding rehearsal. He is just knocking stuff out of people's hands. He is turning into a tyrant. Johnny Bravo has been a tyrant. Taya even shows up and says, "This isn't you. This isn't the Bravo I know." I mean, yeah. I mean, he's turning pretty dark for a character, and it's amazing. Gonna give that a 7 out of 10. I mean, he is the groom from hell. Then we see Deonna Purrazzo in a video package talking about the history and legacy of the Knockouts division while putting over the importance of winning. She's class and elegant. She played up that Kylie is emotional and that Deonna could use that to her advantage. They showed the aftermath of Susie's broken arm. She promised Ray that this last Sunday, this Saturday. So yes, overall a really good Deonna Purrazzo promo package there. I'm definitely hyped for Kylie Ray versus Deonna Purrazzo at Bound for Glory for the Knockouts Championship. Gonna give the video package an 8 out of 10. We then go to Rosemary versus Havoc. The winner determines whether James Mitchell comes from the depths of hell for the wedding. Ooh. Rosemary managed to pick up the victory. Gonna give it a 3 out of 5. A fairly decent match. James Mitchell is going to be back. And Havoc just reluctantly followed Rosemary to the back. We then have Kylie Ray discussing the Saturday title bout. She admits her anger sometimes gets the best of her. She takes full responsibility for that, but at the end of the day, she tries to be a nice and good person. Deonna has ulterior motives. It's not about the title this Sunday. It was about her it got personal when she broke Susie's arms, but it's not about revenge. What is it about then, Kylie Ray? You're confusing me here. 6 out of 10, not a bad video promo. Then EC3's minions drag Jimmy Jacobs to the building. He is released into a room where EC3 is waiting. He demands Jacobs to ask him a question. Jacobs asked what the narrative is now. He said he's always been in control, but now it's changed. He's been waiting for a man that's been waiting for a fight. Moose on the bridge. Moose claims he's Mr. TNA, a wrestling god, a champion, but he's a false idol. He has potential, and EC3 saw it last week. rising to the occasion, but it's not Moose's narrative control. It's his. Lessons are not learned in blood. Lessons are not learned in blood, are lessons you forget. He's learned. He sees through his hands. He's fighting for control, freedom, and purpose of himself. He let the past get in the way, and he forgot. But now the past is no longer in his way. He will burn the TNA title and the legacy to ashes. He will beat Moose this Saturday, and he knows his purpose is fulfilled. EC3 said the only glory you will find is his. An absolutely fantastic psychopath-based promo. Jimmy Jacobs had some amazing reactions throughout this. Gotta say, gonna give it a 9 out of 10. Absolutely decent promo. I'm loving EC3's absolutely psychotic person. Then we had Sami Callihan versus Eddie Edwards. It was a pretty gritty brawl, as you would expect. Edwards went for the busted knee party, but Sami grabbed his cell phone, pressed the button, lights went out when they went up. Ken Shamrock was lurking like a Frankenstein monster. He distracted Edwards, who was rolled up and pinned by Callahan. Then Ken Shamrock got an ankle lock on Eddie Edwards for a very long time. I mean, given the match 2.5 out of 5, it wasn't really that long, but it served its purpose. I mean, Ken Shamrock did this role. I'm going to give the post-match attack a 7 out of 10. Definitely did what it needed to do. I mean, Ken Shamrock looks like an absolute beast right now. We then move on to the X Division champion Rohit Raju, Chris Bay and Jordan Grace versus Willie Mack, TJP and Trey Miguel. Trey nailed Bay and covered Raju for the pin. Your winners, Willie Mack, TJP and Trey Miguel. I mean, overall it was alright. I mean, there was infighting between Chris Bay and Jordan Grace and Raju, of course. It just shows that he's going to have no friends on Saturday. Going to give the match a 2.5 out of 5. Then we had a sit-down interview with Eric Young. She asked him about the recent attacks he committed and asked about his plans for the pay-per-view. He said this was all self-inflicted. He gave them paths to avoid him and warned them to stay out of his business, but no one listens to the warnings. He is not the problem. He did not create this. He made a plan, set boundaries, and they broke them. They have to deal with the ramifications of their choices, as he did, and took the control of their career. His career. Being the champion was going to happen one way or another. He doesn't know why others keep putting themselves in his business. He has a purpose, he has a target. He warned which one that his actions are his responsibility. Which one charged and attacked him. The ball outside the building into the parking lot and wiping out the camera. Rich Swan then charged in and attacked Young. They brought out the building into the parking lot, taking out the camera in the aftermath. I will have to point out here that cliffhanger was a lot better than how they did the cliffhanger at Raw. Going to be perfectly honest. They did it a lot smarter because we had a little bit of a brawl and then knocked the camera out. Not just we're going to fade to black when someone enters the cage. This worked a lot better in my opinion. Going to give the whole sit-down interview plus the brawl a 9 out of 10. Probably some of the best stuff on the show. We then go to our main event of the evening. The North versus the Good Brothers. Gallows made a hot tag, cleared house. They went for the Magic Killer, but they were attacked and there was a big brawl between the Good Brothers, the North, Madman Fulton and Ace Austin. It was a big Gundemonium, even the most machine guns out there. The Good Brothers and the Machine Guns cleared house. Anderson offered a handshake, pulled Shelley into a Stone Cold Stunner, the nail saving with the Magic Killer. They went off the air with the Good Brothers standing tall. I've got to admit, the match wasn't anything. I'm going to give the whole thing at the end just an 8 out of 10 for the whole segment, attack and brawl and all that kind of stuff. It ended really, really positively. But the show overall didn't kind of click, because every time something got momentum, then they put the Eric Young weird promo they've been showing for the last couple of weeks up. Of that, I don't like you. This is my dream. That promo they've been putting up. They put it up like 5 times this show. It kind of got boring after the first 2 times I've seen it. So, gonna give the show a 7 out of 10. It was some stuff really hyped me for Bound for Glory. The Deonna Purrazzo and Kylie Ray matches I'm hyped for. Eric Young and Rich Swann's going to be fantastic. The Fatal 4-Way Tag match for the titles is going to be fantastic. Ken Shamrock and Eddie Edwards is going to be amazing. I'm really hyped for Bound for Glory. Now, I do hope you enjoyed this rundown of Impact Wrestling. If you have, please share it to anyone who likes wrestling. Please like, subscribe if you want to see more content of this or reactions to the show. And I shall see you all later. Good night and goodbye.